But the reason why we're here today is to introduce Atlantic TechHub's very first signature product. I'll let Ranard introduce you to what we have in store.
Yes, Mario. It's called the Curnte Rideshare application. And Mario, this application is going to revolutionize the way transportation is done here in the Bahamas. I'm telling you. This application, I know you may be maybe more familiarized with the Uber or the Lyfts of this world. Well, this right here would be our rideshare application for the Bahamas. And I'm telling you, it's very functional. It's smooth. We've done tons and tons of testing on it. And we're ready to hurry up, put it out there to the world.
So you're saying this is the Bahamas version of Uber.
Yeah.
So this means that it's going, well, I think the first order of business would be safety.
Correct. Definitely.
How is it going to benefit the public in terms of its safety measures?
Okay, with safety measures, it actually has a SOS button on the current application. So with that button, you will then be able to reach out to local authorities, our head office, or anybody who you add into that SOS button, such as your mother, your father, a close friend, any other relatives that you want to, you can add into that SOS button. So if, in case of any emergency, and that goes for both drivers and passengers, you can click on that button and it will let them know exactly where you are. You can even go ahead and call them as well within that same application.
All right, so so in terms of the drivers that's going to be involved there, I assume there's going to be background checks. These persons are going to be...
Most definitely. In fact, we deal with strictly professional drivers. Our aim would be mainly the taxi cab drivers, the livery drivers. Right now we're in a negotiation process right now with disability drivers, persons who drive, persons with disabilities, etc., any sort of chronic illness, things of that nature. And that's very vital because, you know, persons who with chronic illnesses, they need that kind of assistance, and this right here is going to revolutionize the way they get that assistance, helping them in a major way.
So in terms of persons with disabilities then, so there would be special measures for them to order a ride, to get picked up and to be dropped to their destination in a safe manner.
Definitely. So the current application works, as I mentioned, it's very similar to an Uber. What you can do, you download the application. That's one. So you got to download the application. I hope that it points on the screen right here, Mario. But you download the application, and once you do that, and that's on the Google Play Store as well as the iOS store as well. You can download that. And then once you have that, you register. You can either register as a user, as a driver, if you have the professional qualifications to do so. And you just type in the search bar where you want to go, because the application already maps out where you are currently. So you type in wherever you want to go. Once you do that, it'll show you drivers within that same proximity. You'll be able to then reach out to any one of those drivers. The nearest one will be the one that is most beneficial. So that you can get a speedy service. So once that driver comes to you, they'll pick you up. They also have an instant chat button with the driver, and you can actually have a chat right on the application, as well as a call button. So in case he needs to reach out to you or she needs to reach out to you for your exact location. But for the most part, the application is very, very, very detailed, and when it comes down to getting your exact location. So it's smooth, it's simple. I'm telling you, it's a straightforward thing.
Yeah, one of the things I like about it is really the fact that, number one, when you order your ride, you pay online. There's no exchange of physical cash.
Yeah, and that's something we got to stress.
You know, there's no guessing games in terms of how much this ride is going to cost, and then when you get there, it changes to something else, right?
Right.
But one of the things I really like about it is the fact that you can actually see your route on the app itself.
In fact, Mario tracks. It's a complete live tracker, so it tracks the vehicle. So let's say, for example, you type in Paradise Island. It gives you a straight direction to where Paradise Island would be. It shows you the driver as the driver is approaching to your destination to pick you up. And then also on your application, it'll also show you as you hop in the car, it'll show you going to that destination as well. And you mentioned something that's very vital, which would be the online payments. What Curnte does is it breaks down the complete cost of that ride, giving you the opportunity to see exactly how that ride was priced within that receipt right then and there. And everything, as you mentioned, was done online. So it's a very, very convenient thing for a passenger who wants to get somewhere.
Yeah, no, that is very beneficial. Yeah, I tested it out myself over the weekend, and it was solid. It was smooth. I really had no problems. The app is being tested right now as we speak.
Definitely.
You definitely have several groups that are on board right now. Very important groups. I'm not going to mention any of them right now, but things are in motion. It's being tested, and so far so good.
Yeah, definitely. And we like persons. Right now, it's a coming soon product. It's actually on the iOS store and the Google Play Store right now. You can actually go ahead and download it. It's going to be in full effect in a short while. We're definitely going to do a launch date for that and have maybe a little launch party for that, man, Mario. We need that.
Yeah, man. No, most definitely, especially for the tourists. Another key feature of this app, which I think we might have missed out on, is the fact that it's actually going to benefit the tourist population in a major way, because it's actually going to show tourist destinations, key areas that they would be interested in seeing. And rather than having the tourist who is just walking down the street looking for things to do, this app can actually plan their journey.
Yeah, and you hit the nail right on the head, man. So it's going to definitely spot out point those entertainment sections, those good restaurants or organic Bahamian restaurants. I'm telling you, what tourists come over here for. It's going to point out all of the major events that we're going to be having here, so that when they come, they can be entertained and they can have fun and they can see everything. They'll be able to basically catch mostly everything within that area as well as outside that area, so that they can get a full wide experience of what the Bahamas is like.
Yeah, no.
And we missed out one more thing, Mario. Let me see if you can get it.
It's free.
No, it's free to download. That's one. But we're going to, inside the second phase of this, we're going to tackle the bus transportation system, making it very convenient for persons who catch the bus. We'll have it where, as long as that bus driver has that application, you'll be able to track where that bus driver is. So why is this so important? Let's say for safety measures, you have to go to work, let's say 5 o'clock in the morning. During that time, as you know, it may not be the safest time, especially if you're in certain areas. So what you can do with the current application, you can track where that bus driver is, so that you know exactly when to come out, rather than sitting on that bus stop waiting and not knowing what can happen to you. So that right there, Mario, is something I wanted to stress out, and that's coming in a short while.
I'm not sure whether it's going to be the same Curnte or a variation of it.
Well, it's going to be this. We're looking at the same thing, but it's just an add-on feature that we're building right now. It's not completed as yet, but it's definitely going to be there.
But definitely, this technology has multiple applications. Basically covering the entire transportation industry. You've got the ambulances, you've got food delivery services, anything under the sun, even down to private use. So I imagine that the Tech Hub has plans to duplicate and multiply this technology to apply everywhere. This rideshare is basically the first out of several variations. Is that correct?
Correct. Well, you had quite a few persons who did this kind of application before. They may have not been successful due to what the main thing, Mario, which is functionality, how the application function. This is why we stress the importance of testing, making sure that everything is adequate with what we're doing, so that once a person go ahead and joins the current application, they can have a smooth ride and everything could just flow properly.
Yeah. Now another thing, because we've seen this before. We've seen a number of companies that have come, then they go. Why do you think this would be any different from the others?
Well, like I mentioned before with the function, Mind you, this kind of thing, the idea is great. It's just a matter of making sure that it works. So that's the main thing. You want to make sure that it works. So we could guarantee success based on the quality of what we're producing, which is a functionable application that targets an area that is much needed for this particular thing. You know, the Bahamas is a very great country, but we lack a lot in technology. Technology what a lot of Bahamians already know how to use, but it's not out. So right now, we're filling that void, producing something that is highly functionable, that once the Bahamians catch on to it, they're going to be able to use this and find the convenience of, you know, just going on that application, typing in where you want to go, and just, I'm telling you, right then and there, you have a ride versus you're stranded, or you're waiting, or, you know, you don't know the expense, all of this. Right. So we're covering all of that.